As the rain came down, Rambo, and we're standing here at the start of the day, we're talking about how the game can change and how what you expect can happen a lot of the time, but sometimes the unexpected can turn up. And unexpected only because of conditions and kind of the direction in which a game might seem to be going. And something special can happen. If you're Pakistan, with this partnership of 78, all of a sudden with 7 wickets in hand, this game is well and truly on. Because as you think about how this pitch has behaved through the course of the game, really in our minds, I reckon would have, 160, you might have been sitting and going, if you have 160 on the board, you've got a chance. But having got 60 ahead and 7 wickets in hand, you feel, do you know what, should be able to get more than 160.
In fact, they have to bat badly really to end up with 150 now from here. 62-run lead with 7 wickets in hand. So you got to now aim for a bigger lead, maybe at 200.
Yeah, just bat as long as you can, and let's see what happens. And if every single one of them apply themselves, you never know. It's thinking ahead. It's kind of casting our minds forward into the future, which is dangerous. Can't do that as player. You got to stay in the present and make sure you take care of current business. And it's unfurling beautifully, this one.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी, कमाल का टेस्ट है यार।
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो।
अपना कोई भी पुराना मोबाइल हमें दे जाएं और नया सैमसंग फोन ले जाएं।
सैमसंग ट्रेड इन ऑफर, पुराना फोन लाओ, नया फोन ले जाओ।
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
दिन चाहे नया हो, फर्स्ट हमेशा याद रहता है। पहला स्मार्टफोन वीगोटेल का नया फ्लेक्स 2।
Replacing Rabada. He will get some extra bounce naturally, which should pose a few problems to Saad Shakil.
You've got to adjust your angles now. When you're playing the cut shot, how you play that cut shot or how you play your drive, because he will probably hit the splice of the blade. So you've got to look to play him accordingly.
Speaking to him at the start of the day, before the rain came down, when all of us were expectant that we'd be away in the first session, he said he doesn't quite feel like it's coming out as he would want. But the thing about it, you watch him and he still presents danger simply because of his God-given attributes. He's so tall on a surface that's not regular in terms of bounce and consistent. He just has to ensure that the line he bowls is good.
We were speculating yesterday when he didn't take that new ball when Tertius Bosch, correction, I've said Tertius a few times, Corbin Bosch came out and took the new ball after getting runs. We speculated he might have been injured. Corbin. We thought that Marco Jansen perhaps might have been carrying a bit of an injury, but I did confirm this morning before play that he's absolutely 100% fit, so there's no dramas there. It was just a matter of letting Corbin run with it.
Who?
Tertius' son.
that sort of thing. That length, the expectation is for that to rear up more because of how tall he is, and if he pounds the pitch, you expect that to come through sort of certainly higher than hip height, and it's gone below that. So difficult to deal with, and include that angle coming round the wicket to the right-hander. He could quite easily chop that onto the stumps, and then another time that does go as high as you expect.
Oh, that's extra bounce, might be out. Extra bounce has picked him up. He's gone for the big shot over the top. Couldn't control it. Comfortable catch in the end. It is Corbin Bosch who's taken that catch. That is a massive wicket. Who?
Yeah, it worked perfectly in the end for South Africa. That fielder was splendidly placed, and he'll be cursing himself. Babar Azam saw the width, saw the angle, bashed it hard, and it went down the throat of that deep fielder at point. So a major breakthrough for South Africa. A lucky breakthrough indeed. Corbin there taking a beautiful catch.
Yeah, wonderful. It's a third wicket for Marker Jansen. Whilst we look at sideways movement, it's bounce that does it. Babar gone for 50. It's 153 for 4.
Ufone 4G पे UPower 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा.
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है. मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल. पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है.
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा.
Ufone 4G पे UPower 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा.
At the body this time. Going to get off the mark with a single. Yep, I think that's we'll have to make confirmation to make sure it is. Oh, it's a no ball. Overstepping. At size 13, he's got to be behind. Grounded or raised, some part behind the line. Took 15 overs to get that wicket today. South Africa, Pakistan were doing beautifully, but now it's a reset. They will know that Pakistan have the habit of losing wickets in batches.
Yeah, he's kicking himself still in the change room. Babar Azam. He'll consider that giving South Africa an opening.
Tipped around the corner. Just the single, 156.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले
What an important breakthrough for South Africa. And as the commentators before us were talking, Babar Azam will be deeply disappointed. He did all the hard work, a wonderful stand of 79 with Saad Shakil. South Africa would have been looking up at that scoreboard. The lead was over 60. But now a timely breakthrough, courtesy Marco Jansen. He's got 3 for 20. Rizwan, Salman and Amir Jamal all can bat, as can Nasim Shah. So that lead could very well go over 150. But can South Africa trigger a collapse like they have throughout this test match? 4 for 20 and then 3 for none in the first innings for Pakistan. Right now, they break through. Hopefully, stems the run flow.
Yeah, there's two things about that wicket. First of all, it took a little bit of a while to get Marco Jansen to the attack, which was a surprise for me because of the way he had gone yesterday. He was the chief destroyer. He was the one who created things in the second innings. Surf was not offering as much as in the first innings, but with his extra bounce. And then secondly, having been in this situation, there's no doubt that Kagiso Rabada will be sitting there going, oh my word, how many times did I go past the outside edge of Babar Azam's bat? And then it was a short wide one. It was whacked away and caught in the fence. He'll be very happy that he's out. But you'll think this game of cricket sometimes.
Going at over 4.3 to the over since the start of play at 20 to 2 local time. 11 boundaries scored so far in the day. That's the reason why Babar Azam will be so disappointed. All the hard work done. But, South Africa just weren't consistent enough and they pounced on it.
All of his 3 wickets that have gone, it's basically bounce. Have a look at this first one. That one bounces, catches the shoulder of the bat. This one bounces off a full length, catches the shoulder of the bat. And this is a drag down, but it's so high that he's unable to control it, Babar Azam, unable to get over the top of it. And Jansen's got 3.
They can't keep Corbin Bosch out of the game. 4 for a 50 and now a catch as well.
Polly, I'm not too sure if Babar Azam tried to keep that down. Just the way he played the shot, it seemed as though he tried to go on over the top, which was quite surprising to me considering that point was back. I think it was a case of short wide, hit it as hard as I can.
End of the over. 38 overs gone. Pakistan 159 for 4. And they lead by 69. And it's time for drinks here at Supersport Park.
This drink break is brought to you by
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी, कमाल का टेस्ट है यार।
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो।
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय। मीज़ान में चीज़ मीज़ान में अच्छी लगती है। एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
The truth is now just a circle away. Circle and search it just like that.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
दिन चाहे नया हो, फर्स्ट हमेशा याद रहता है. पहला स्मार्टफोन वीगोटेल का नया फ्लेक्स 2.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Never get lost in translation. With Galaxy AI's live translate feature, you can talk in any language, just like that.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है.
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब Ufone 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Here we go. Good calling, good rotation of strike. And we're going to start rebuilding again. Shakil's up to 40. Squeezed onto the leg side by Rizwan. Still very overcast here at Centurion, but no threat of rain. We've been very fortunate. Rain stopped just before 1 p.m. local time. The drainage is fantastic here, so the ground staff worked really hard to get us ready. In about 30 or 40 minutes back on the field. It's looking promising at the moment.
Sal Shakil this innings has looked really good compared to the first innings when have a look at his dismissal, shuffling across and looking to take the short ball on, and he looked pretty fanatic in the first innings. Thought he was playing the pitch more than the ball. And this innings he's looked a lot more assured. He's played nice and straight, played some good cover drives. And the ball was straight at his pads.
chucked it through mid-wicket very comfortably, and he's looked really good where he's 40.
Rami just redeemed himself when he walked in the first innings. He said he's just a nudger, just a genuine test match batter nudger. Lots of strategies being discussed there at the moment. And the second innings, it's been more what Ramis was explaining. He's been prepared, even though if you look at his strike rate, he's going at 73, 40 or 55 deliveries.
His first innings 14 of 6 balls, suddenly a T20 game he was playing in the first innings. It's good for him and good for Pakistan that he's a lot more assured in this innings, Polly. Half an appeal from Marco Jansen. Ball did seem to be sliding down leg side.
Probably a little inside edge on it as well. Deciding not to go up, 161 for 4.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
Polly, we've seen the majority of South African bowlers operate around the wicket to the left-hander. It takes away a bit of the angle that brings the slips. If you bowl from over the wicket, it brings the slips into more into the game. You have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, for me, it always used to depend on if you've got that ability to shape it back at the left-hander. If you have, then I used to like to come over because it brings the LBW, the bowl, and then obviously also on the angle brings the slip cordon into play. If you go wide on the crease, much similar to where Corbin's bowling from, a lot of the batters, if you come that far around, will kind of go and bat an off stump, which means that contact's made outside the stumps if it hits the pad. That's the last one was going down. Oh, just a little bit of clippage. Would have been umpire's call, but wouldn't have been overturned, so no damage done from a South African perspective. But yeah, to Jansen, he's kind of creeping onto off stump. So if you're bowling a right arm around the wicket, and on that angle, as I say, you're going to make contact probably outside the stumps. And also, because they go and shift across, it's kind of bowled is eliminated, because you've either got to chop it on. It's very rare that you're going to go find a way through to hit the timber. So you're kind of just relying on one dismissal, and that's the court. But if you've got that ability to take it the other way, like we've seen KG do, I think he's brilliant at doing it. He operates around. Glenn McGrath in my time was past master. Freddie Flintoff was very good at doing it to the left-handers as well. Then I think it's a good option. But Corbin Bosch is getting to shape back in him. I wouldn't be adverse to him going over, as you suggest.
Sense the tension around the ground when that partnership is going on between Babar Azam and Saad Shakil. Almost everyone at the ground, you almost feel that they're really switched on. They understand the importance of this game, and knowing that a win here, South Africa will be into that final of the World Test Championship. And that wicket went down. There's suddenly that ease of pressure, but still the pressure of Pakistan and what they could still do with the bat lingers.
We were discussing before play, weren't we, about what a decent total to defend would be, and we just felt like if you got over 200, that's competitive. And if you look at what Pakistan were in the first innings, they were 56 for 4. So in real terms, as the match stands now, they've got a lead of 72, so that's basically 72 for 4. They're bat similar, and I thought their last 3 wickets went down 189, 189, 189, and then 211. So there's a little bit more of a wagging of the tail there. They would think from this position compared to the first innings they could maybe post 225, 250, and I think that would be challenging for South Africa.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Master weather resistant paint जो रख के आपकी घर.
Also not in this weather, I would say, Polly. It's clipped away nicely into some space. There's protection on the boundary, but they will get 2 runs.
Yeah, we saw that LBW of the last delivery. Shakil's one of those guys who kind of almost lure you in as a bowler. You want to attack the stumps because it looks like he's planting that front foot and playing around it.
Just under an hour away from tea, which will be taken at 4 p.m. local time. Play can be extended to 6:30, light and weather permitting, but 60 overs scheduled in the day. After the end of the serve, there will be 41 overs still to go. So just a fair amount of time in the day today, and of course still 2 days to go. So lots of time in the test match, and that's what Pakistan should be saying to themselves. Lots of time to bat. We've a good partnership between Babar Azam and Saad Shakil. Good batting still to come. As we've mentioned before, in the last 10 years, 151 for 4 is the highest chase, South Africa versus Pakistan. Edgy, that will run away to the boundary for 4. Precious runs for Pakistan. The lead goes up to 79.
Fortuitous shot from Saad Shakil. The ball was pitched up. The question was posed whether to go for the drive or not, and he did go for it. He's got the desired outcome of a thick outside edge for 4. You take all the runs you can in the 3rd innings. Every boundary will be hurting South Africa. It'll be like a stab in the back.
Should have just been a single. Good running, gives them 2 runs.
Yeah, that's awesome running from Saad Shakil and Mohammad Rizwan. We know that they're both quite quick between the wickets and great awareness from them. So Tony Dizorzi maybe just not realizing that the batsmen were looking for 2, so didn't give it the full chase. It's good running. Partnerships moving on to 18. The lead at 81. Once the lead gets to 100, then it put nerves for the South Africans.
Out for Saad Shakil. Timely innings, and his team appreciated, applauding from the change room, of 67 deliveries, including 7 boundaries. 8th career 50. He's got 400s as well. First 50 versus South Africa in Test match cricket.
Saad Shakil's played really well. Although he sees strike rate of 74, it hasn't felt like he's been hitting many boundaries. He's gone along with his work really quietly, nudging his 1s and 2s.
Another wicket, and South Africa right back in it. The dangerous Mohammad Rizwan has to go. sunshine, Masood cannot believe it. But South Africa have wicket number 5.
Yeah, once again, it's Marco Jansen. Could commonly consider this one as a little bit of a burgle, but it's back of a leg. There's maybe the extra bounce once again. Just gets a glove on it as he's trying to almost pull out of trying to paddle it around the corner, and off he goes.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
From never to my first ever, join the flip side.
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी कमाल का टेस्ट है यार।
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो।
यूफोन 4G पे यू पावर 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes। वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4 हैश मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
Look at the dismissal of Mohammad Rizwan. Oh, real nothing delivery. Mohammad Rizwan's eyes would have lit up, but it was a weird shot. It looked like he pulled out of it in the last minute and the ball rushed him and just grazed the glove and caught behind. Nice catch from Kyle Verreynne. It's all started with the dismissal of Babar Azam. I think that's why he's so disappointed.
Loose delivery. I'll pick up a single. Salman Aga on strike now.
No, I haven't changed. I haven't changed. I don't want to go to the one I can. That's it. I usually don't change.
Yeah, this one actually bounced probably less than he was expecting. I'm still not sure why he tried to pull out of it. I thought in that strong position he could just go with it, actually try and hit it hard and go away to the fence. But a bonus wicket for the South Africans.
Suddenly it looks a different game, doesn't it? At one stage, the runs were flowing, Babar Azam, Saad Shakil just dictating proceedings. But it's been the nature of this game where one wicket brings two and suddenly the surface looks like it's doing something. 2 wickets have fallen, but a healthy 85 runs have been scored so far. The lead is 83.
South Africa thinking two more wickets, maybe even one more. And they feel like they've opened up an end.
Marco Jansen, his best test figures at Centurion is a 4 for 55, currently 4 for 31. South Africa hope that their bowlers can now group together and try to really put a stop to Pakistan and the runs they've been scoring, the ease at which they've been scoring it.
There's no doubt, even though he hasn't felt at his best, you'll be happy with 4 for. Wasn't given the new ball, that's nicely clipped. Patterson will give chase and cut it off. He wasn't given the new ball, maybe because of the way he bowled in the first innings, Marco Jansen, but 2 massive wickets at the back end of play yesterday, and then introduced into the attack today, another 2 big ones. So really has played his part in the bowling attack in the second innings.
One ball to go in the 42nd over. The run rates come down a little bit. That's what happens when wickets fall. 2 have fallen in quick succession. It's a wayward delivery.
Faster weather resistant paint जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. Faster weather resistant, लंबा चलेगा.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
अपना कोई भी पुराना मोबाइल हमें दे जाएं और नया सैमसंग फोन ले जाएं.
सैमसंग ट्रेड इन ऑफर. पुराना फोन लाओ, नया फोन ले जाओ.
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी. कमाल का टेस्ट है यार.
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Round the wicket, and he's got 5. Marco Jansen. He's all over Pakistan at the moment, and he's got his test best at Centurion. 5 for 31.
Yeah, this is a brilliant performance from Marco Jansen. Pakistan will be so disappointed. At one stage they were thinking maybe we can post 200 for South Africa to chase down, and all of a sudden with a flourish, 153 for 3, it's now 176 for 6. Samanaga, he's going to be disappointed with. There's no real need to play a big booming drive. He'd only been at the crease for 2 deliveries before this one, but South Africa will not mind whatsoever. It's wide, he's just had a massive drive at it, founds the edge. 5 for Jansen, 6 down for Pakistan. And
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है.
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
The truth is now just a circle away. Circle and search it. Just like that.
Faster weather resistant paint जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. Faster weather resistant, लंबा चलेगा.
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी. कमाल का टेस्ट है यार.
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो.
Yeah, the wicket ball pitched up half volley length. That's what did Salman Aga. In fact, it was pitched up, it threw his bat at the ball. You have to say, quite early in your innings, particularly on a wicket that's got a bit of bounce. You've just come to the crease. Marco Jansen will count himself very fortunate. Well done.
How often you hear bowlers say, I didn't bowl as well as I could have, but I've got the wickets, and perhaps that's the situation with Jansen.
Yeah, his groupings haven't been at his best, but what he has done is he's bowled the wicket-taking deliveries. Balls pitched up, he's asked question for the batsman whether to drive or not, and they took the option and they've nicked off. A few balls have bounced, and he's working with all the attributes that he has: the bounce, the swing. Sitting with 5 for 31 in a very quick time.
It was very quiet for a long time when Babar Azam and Saud Shakil were batting. You could sense the tension. We talk this being the semi-final for South Africa ahead of that World Test Championship final. It's one they're eyeing. The band are up on their feet. And I'll be hoping South Africa's bowlers have found some rhythm. Jansen up in the 140s. Supersport Park, Marco Jansen, 18 wickets in 4 matches, average of 21.28, best of 5 for 31 right here. End of 43 over.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes। वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी, कमाल का टेस्ट है यार।
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो।
Yeah, 153 for 3 quickly became 176 for 6. That's how fast it can change from a rather hopeful situation with many a scenario painted, and quick as a flash it shifts again.
So there's the statistical shift, and then there's the mental shift, because now you're forced against the wall, and so another kind of fight begins now with the tail. And Pakistan need to take this lead to somehow to 150. Still possible, because you've got Saud Shakil, who's batted beautifully like a breeze. 53 is well balanced, 7 boundaries, strike rate is extremely good.
And it's been a characteristic of Supersport Park throughout the years. 1 always brings 2 and 2 always brings 3. The wickets do fall in clumps. And this is where it started with Babar Azam. A long hop outside off, cutting it straight to Corbin Bosch, and not the best delivery that Marco Jansen would have brought down the leg side, but getting the wicket, and there's the moment he got his fifer. Outside off, flashing blade.
And so often many will look at, oh, how's it going, what are you doing, what does it feel like? Nice shot. That is very nice. Down the ground and away for 4. Saud Shakil has looked really good in this knock.
Yeah, I mean, early in the innings he played a great cover drive, and this probably is the second best shot that he's played. Straight drive, different direction through mid-on. Lovely full face of the bat, and the balance was good. He was walking into that drive. Once again, great balance. That's been the real standout feature for me in this performance from Saud Shakil. Just wanted to bring that cover drive.
Yeah, it's about effectiveness. How can you be effective despite things not being just so? Sometimes you turn up as a bowler and your wrist's not quite right, or you don't feel so good in terms of rhythm, but you've got to figure out a way you can be effective for the team. Thinking of two. Nope, not on.
Truth is now just a circle away. Circle and search it. Just like that.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार तुम में एक और कप चाय मीज़ान में अजीज मीज़ान में अच्छी लगती है
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे
Can't count down the spirit of Amir Jamal also, so keep an eye on him also, I'd say, because he's your guy for a tough situation. Against Australia, he played a couple of great innings. Against the odds, he defied the odds and got Pakistan on track. 82 he got against Australia in one of the games. Sydney Test.
Lovely. Caressed into that offside. Just trying to get himself going. Amir Jamal. For South Africa, critical that they're tight as they go along here. New batter ought not to get away easily, because already 97 as a lead, as in that sort of zone where everyone's thinking, ooh, how many are too many. Yeah, really good running. The understanding that they must keep building, that this lead must swell, mushroom to something that will give them confidence. And once it gets to 3 figures, psychologically, well, it's not just going to be a walk in the park to bat last and get those runs. Make the last 4 wickets count. And with each single easily acquired. There you go. Here are the 3 figures. Partnership is going at a run of ball.
I think you mentioned the mental edge of getting to that 3 figures. At lead, the South African batters will be well aware of how difficult it is and how tricky it can be to bat on this type of wicket. It's a score that, if they do get to 150, everybody in the stadium will be expecting them to chase that down. But Test cricket's a different animal.
Superb shot. Really well played by Amir Jamal. Away for 4 this time. Further in front of that sweeper.
Yeah, straight away showing why he's such a dangerous customer for the opponents in the slot, but good hand speed through the ball. And there are areas through the offside that you can target, vacant area, and so that ball went to the fence quite quickly.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार तुम में एक और कप चाय
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा।
मीज़ान में अजीज मीज़ान में अच्छी लगती है एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Never get lost in translation. Galaxy AI's live translate feature. You can talk in any language, just like that.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
There. Here's Patterson. That's a good start.
Anything that has been pitched within the stumps, he's made good use of it. So that's a good line for Amir Jamal. He's been advised here by Saud Shakil, asking him to just take it a bit easy. So here's the ripple effect of that 50 kilometers jog every day for cancer, and he's doing it with a smile.
Yeah, the Childhood Cancer Foundation of South Africa. Yeah, choc.org.za. Get on there, find a way to donate. A really, really good cause.
Number 7, yeah, Punas.
Yeah. Pink Day not so long ago. Breast cancer awareness.
He'll be more tested outside the stumps rather than the ball that is pitched within the stumps, and we've seen a couple of times in this over already where he's given it a go outside the off stump and has been beaten. Pakistan need this innings to be on track. Again. That's the line. In two minds probably, because he wants to feel the ball on the bat.
You'd also say that that's probably a patient line at this time. Sandile looking good. Monde, Oscar, yes, nice one, gents.
Let's go up here as well, Pommy.
Yeah, we'll go.
Go on.
Yeah, say a patient line outside off from him. Oh, he's had this trouble, hasn't he? All the way through the game. Another no ball. Pushing that line all the time. And unfortunately, over that line too often. The tussle is now when you're on the brink, and Bavuma, look at that little grimace there. You see that? A little grimace where he's looking at the scoreboard, looking at that lead and trying to work out how he could get another little cluster of wickets to try and end this innings. And essentially there must be work done with great patience by his bowlers and discipline. Really?
दिन चाहे नया हो, फर्स्ट हमेशा याद रहता है. पहला स्मार्टफोन वीगोटेल का नया फ्लेक्स 2.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय. मीज़ान में, मीज़ान में, मीज़ान में,
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
You want to be starting something. Yep, join in. You can join in, have fun that way, but you can also join in by getting on the website and donating. Yeah, he needs more of that. Janssen, with what he has, natural attributes, tall, long, some might say. He'll create difficulty, present difficulty for anyone who has to face up to him, even with regular bounce.
Keeps a straight face, a poker face for a fast bowler. Doesn't show a lot of emotions. Janssen always seems to be in that contemplating mood where he's introspecting himself.
He's feisty, actually. So if someone pokes the bear, there'll be trouble. Action, and so you're continually walking back and trying to work it out.
No.
And you know, what are you happy about? But instead, what you're asking is essentially, what are you unhappy about? And each delivery, as you sort of walk back, you're trying to fix things.
Shouldn't be fixing things. He's 5 for 42.
True. He can't help how he's feeling.
Maybe feel all right, ends up with 8 for 42 or something.
I tell you what, South Africa will be happy with that, especially if it can happen pretty quickly. Nearly. 2-card trick, send a man back.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
Has great pace as well, Marco Jansen, and then has abilities with the bat, so really a good one to have, and is a left armer, so a good one to have in the lineup, whether you're thinking lengthening of that batting lineup or you're thinking sort of variation to a bowling attack.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys that is almost an X-factor player. When the game's almost dead and you think you're out of it, is that type of player, whether it's fielding, whether it's bowling, whether it's batting. He always manages to do something in a game that just clicks into gear and does something spectacular. Yeah, and it's just something I picked up in Marco Janssen's action. If you watch, we'll get a visual of it now, but KJ Rabada, he always taught as a bowler, when you let go of the delivery, you've got to recoil your left arm or your front arm. Look how high KJ Rabada recoils that left arm all the way up. And Marco Jansen, yes, a lot taller, but potentially could be able to get that right arm of his working. You see how it stops there. You almost feel that the action's not being completed, and if you can get that arm to fly all the way up, you'll hit the wicket a lot harder, complete the action, and definitely gather a bit more pace.
Fielding. Excellent work. And Tristan Stubbs with smart movement to his left.
A mood lifter, definitely for South Africa in the field with an effort like that. Really is clever at cover.
And the line that Dan Patterson's operating on at the moment, I mentioned earlier on that you want him to go straight, doesn't mind that. You want to leave it outside off and almost get him fishing. We've seen so many dismissals in this test match where guys have nicked off outside off, and the way Dan Patterson does move the angle of the ball, he can confuse you as to where your off stump is. So that corridor that he's operating in at the moment now is definitely one that can bring the slips into play, the gully. And when that fielder had covered, all of a sudden that easy single's been taken away. So this is good tactics from South Africa at the moment.
I decided it was time to go straight in my head, and I was just motioning to Rambo upstairs here, thinking his change-up might be to bowl that same sort of line but from wider, so that Amar thinks that it's coming in at the stumps, ready, looking like he's trying to play some shots. He wants to score, wants to feel the ball on the bat, and is cognizant of that accumulating is necessary, and wherever he can nick a single, nudge it into the offside.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा, तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा।
एक कप और टपल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय।
From never to my first ever. Join the flip side.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो
They want to break this stand. Rabada 1 for 64. I can't believe he's got one. The work that he's done, in particular in the first inning, was just sensational. The work he did in the first innings. And Marco Jansen 5 for 42. Extraordinary stuff from him. After Rabada and Bosch started proceedings yesterday, but this lead 110 is it's sort of neither here nor there at the moment. South Africa will be delighted because they know these wickets, these last few, can disappear pretty quickly. And this partnership's been okay, 24 at the moment. Syed Shakil's been nice and positive, and he's played solidly. 63 off 84 balls now. 8 fours in that 64. Simon Aliaga will be disappointed that he's sitting back in that change room, because he's someone that they certainly would have relied on to try and push things forward for the visitors. Just faced 3 deliveries before he was caught behind off the bowling of the Giant. Making sure those gloves are well out of the way of any excess bounce that might occur. Great to see this bright sunshine now. We can go through to 6:30 local time if it is still nice and bright. That's turned off about middle stump from Jamal. Just the single. deep in concentration. Snappers are ready. Bailed out at the last minute. Line was perfect.
Yeah, KJ Rabada's bowled very well. Not surprised he's gone on a few half-trackers, seeing that the wickets have fallen with those deliveries.
Nice to see that crowd actually this morning. We had a reasonable turnout before the start of play today. Everyone was expectant. We thought we were going to be underway for a couple of hours. Forecast said we would be for a little while, but then that rain came.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट लंबा चलेगा।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है।
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय। मीज़ान में मीज़ान में अज़ीज़ मीज़ान में अच्छी लगती है।
Now that's a little bit short. That's just slapped for 4.
Yeah, that was a bit of a gift. I think Patterson, first delivery of the over, I think he's got this one badly wrong. Either the foot's maybe stuck in the pitch, but that is a freebie, just short, wide, 120 kilometers per hour. And yeah, Jamal says, thank you very much, I'll take a boundary.
Eases that one fairly fine. Work to be done. Zorzi down there coming back for the second comfortably. Good running.
Excellent running from Amir Jamal and Saud Shakil. Good intensity. They're very, very well aware. They need to keep the scoreboard ticking, get that lead up. Once they saw that Tony De Zorzi, apologies, were far away from the ball. Lead up now to 118, slowly creeping up.
Yeah, just needs a good partnership, a really good partnership here for Pakistan, and then for that tail to do what South Africa did. South Africa's last couple of wickets were very impressive. 88 they put on actually, the last 2. So that was outstanding work from those batsmen. Of course, Corbin Bosch was sensational.
In contrast, Pakistan, the first innings, their 7th, 8th and 9th wicket put on nothing. Absolutely zero.
Just a little conversation between Aiden Markram and Amir Jamal. Talking about the ball just lifting a little bit with Jamal on strike now. To Patterson. Certainly hasn't got the height of Marco Jansen. Or the pace. Cries of catch, that is out. It's a very good catch. Ryan Rickleton, he's got good hands. Patterson's not scared to ball that short one, and it's worked perfectly with 2 men back.
Yeah, Amir Jamal doesn't want to get off the wicket. He doesn't want to go back to the dressing room. He cannot believe he's fallen into that trap. I think it was a trap that was suggested by Temba Bavuma, because as the wicket or the catch is taken, Dane Paterson turned around, pointed at Temba Bavuma and ran in his direction. Cross seam delivery, bangs it in short. The height is good, unable to roll the wrists. Middles it, but it's airborne. Rickelton moves briskly to his left, takes a good catch.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है.
चल पगले, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
अपना कोई भी पुराना मोबाइल हमें दे जाएं और नया सैमसंग फोन ले जाएं.
सैमसंग ट्रेड इन ऑफर. पुराना फोन लाओ, नया फोन ले जाओ.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
एक कप और टपाल दानेदार, तुम में एक और कप चाय.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *123.
The first wicket in the second dig. Naseem Shah allows that to go through. End of the over, 208 for 7. Now Paterson straight away when he picked.
दिन चाहे नया हो, फर्स्ट हमेशा याद रहता है. पहला स्मार्टफोन वीगोटेल का नया फ्लेक्स 2.
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी. कमाल का टेस्ट है यार.
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
Sajid is going to back cleverly here. Make sure that he goes deep into this innings himself and make sure that he's got someone who can stick around with him. Naseem Shah was no mug with the bat, that's for sure. He's one of those guys who certainly can hold the willow. But when you're up against something like Hafiza Rabada, that's a tough call. 4 slips. So he's got a job to do with this single being taken off the first ball of this over. Naseem Shah, which I wonder if Shakil at the non-striker's end now is thinking, okay, perhaps that wasn't ideal. Let's pass that outside edge.
Yeah, Hayes, yeah. When Saud Shakil took the single, I was quite surprised, given that Naseem Shah is not that accomplished a batsman. Look at Saud Shakil's points of contact. These are the other seamers, Hafiza Rabada, Marco Jansen, Corbin Bosch. And then we see his contact points with Dane Patterson, where he used the strategy of coming down the wicket and meeting the ball a touch. Oh, it's gone. That's why he shouldn't have taken the single. Naseem Shah goes. Rabada picks up his second wicket.
It was almost slip catching practice, wasn't it? It was a length delivery outside the off stump, and he almost just guided it straight to Tristan Stubbs. This is almost like what you would see in the morning before the game, where one of the coaches is in position and giving slip catching practice. But if anyone deserves a wicket, it's a Kagiso Rabada. He's been superb for a couple of spells, hasn't had much luck go his way, but he's got some luck now. He's picked up his second of the innings. Pakistan have now lost their 8th wicket.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
अपना कोई भी पुराना मोबाइल हमें दे जाएं और नया सैमसंग फोन ले जाएं.
सैमसंग ट्रेड इन ऑफर. पुराना फोन लाओ, नया फोन ले जाओ.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है.
चल पगली, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है.
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है.
2 balls for Shazad. Wafts at that one.
Having a look at the slip cord, and as you said, Polly, a little slip catching. Lovely catch from Tristan Stubbs. We know he palmed a few in the first innings, so his confidence is growing.
That's the end of a very fast
weather resistant paint जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज. मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा.
Ufone 4G पे U Power 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes. वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में. अभी *1234*4 hash मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ.
अपना कोई भी पुराना मोबाइल हमें दे जाएं और नया सैमसंग फोन ले जाएं.
सैमसंग ट्रेड इन ऑफर. पुराना फोन लाओ, नया फोन ले जाओ.
मास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात.
So Shakil on 65.
As you often talk about teams and the composition of sides and how everyone loves to have the extra batting options. You just compare to Naseem Shah, what you've just seen there, where he's just guarded it into the slip cord. He's coming at number 9. And you're trying to equate that to Corbin Bosch, who came in at number 9 for South Africa, ended up on 82 not out. Played brilliantly. The shots he managed to play all around the surface. It's always a nice luxury to have when you've got someone who can hold the bat properly as low down as number 9.
It's a nice solid shot to no avail. A bit of slipping and sliding from Tristan Stubbs as he fielded that one.
What I've really liked is Temba Bavuma has kept the field in for Saad Shakil. The tendency is to drop men back and to try and get him off strike. What it tells you is that Patterson's looking to get Saad Shakil out as opposed to just giving him one and looking to bowl to the tail ender. It's good positive work from Temba Bavuma.
walking down again, Saad Shakil, but walking down to the last minute, not just planting himself down there when Patterson's at the top of his mark.
It's huge for Pakistan now. Saad Shakil is the key. He has to do a similar effort to what we Corbin Bosch. He's got the ability. We saw him be a bit free-flowing in the first inning, so we know we've got a couple of adventurous shots and positivity in his wheelhouse, but he needs to harbour the strike as best he can. The ball is 52 overs old, so there's no new ball around the corner, and it's going to be hard for the South Africans to knock him over if he faces most of the deliveries.
Shazad's got 2 to face here. That one goes past the outside edge. Good stuff from Patterson. Just going away a fraction.
Yeah, the ball's 50 overs old, but they're still nipping the wicket for the bowlers. Pakistan will be ruining their lost opportunity if they get to a score of 160, which seems quite far away now, but that's why the regret would be setting in if we could have just got a few more runs.
Last ball before tea. That's nicely played. Moving in towards those pads. Ryan Rickleton scoots around the boundary and does nicely. A couple of runs to the result. So South Africa will be very pleased with that little outing from them. We presume that's going to be it. I think that's going to be tea called. And they've got 2 wickets to pick up now to South Africa before they get a chance to bat. Pakistan's lead is 122 at the moment. Just to remind you, while I got a chance during the tea level, Kaz Nodi is going to be chatting to KG's father in the studio during the tea break. We've been having a listen to KG over the last few days and learning about and hearing about his career and some of the highs and the lows and some of his thoughts as he's been going along. So KG's dad is going to be with Kaz Naidu during the tea break, so that'll be interesting to listen to, I'm sure. Sharing some stories. But well done to South Africa. Really good performance. Pakistan looked like they were going nicely at one stage, but suddenly things went south. They lost 5 wickets in that session.
Yeah, Hayes, they were 153 for 3. Now all of a sudden 212 8. Marco Jansen was the chief destroyer. He'll be really happy with his 5-wicket haul. 5 for 42 of just 10 overs. And he really has ripped out the middle order there for Pakistan.
Yeah, they'll be comfortable. South Africa going up to that change room now. Pakistan will know that these last 2 wickets have actually got to really play well. And Saad Shakil is the man that's got to play superbly for them and make sure he gets as much strike as possible and bat very sensibly with the tail, which perhaps wasn't the case when Naseem Shah had to face the music.
Have a look at Pakistan's batting in the second innings. Babar Azam's 50 was a lovely 50 from Babar. Good partnership between him and Saad Shakil, who's now on 66. Once Babar went, it was difficult for the Pakistanis to get any type of contributions. Amir with 18 and Naseem Shah with 0 right at the end.
Their partnership was Babar and Saad Shakil were key with their 79, and Pakistan probably disappointed Amir and Saad Shakil with 32 or 47. At that stage they were thinking maybe post 200. I'm not so sure they'll be able to do that, but the key, Saad Shakil. What can he do with the last 2 batters, and what kind of partnerships can they form like South Africa did in their first innings?
Let's have a look at that bowling lineup for South Africa. Jansen 5 for 42, so again he's in the wickets. He's had a nice summer. There's Marco Jansen. Rabada is in the wickets column after bowling so brilliantly in that first innings and not getting in that column at all, so good work from him. And Patterson, of course, got 5 for 61 in the first. He's got 1 for 41 at the moment, and there's still 2 wickets that they can pick up. Right, the match summary. Pakistan batting first in tough conditions. Ghulam 54, Patterson 5 for 61, Bosch 4 on debut. South Africa 301. So a good performance from them to take a nice handy lead. Markram superb with his 89. Bosch 81 not out. That was brilliant stuff from him again on debut. And Pakistan in the second dig for them. 212 for 8. They've gone past their first innings number. And Saad Sukil 66 not out on 91 deliveries, and Jansen 5 for 42 at the moment. Right now, Pakistan lead by 122 runs. At tea on day 3.
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
मुझे तेरा ख्याल ही बहुत है। चल पगली, मुझे पता है तेरे पास डेटा बहुत है।
जब यूफोन 4G की डिजिटल मेगा ऑफर पे मिले 200 GB डेटा तो हर दिल बोले डेटा बहुत है।
अपना कोई भी पुराना मोबाइल हमें दे जाएं और नया सैमसंग फोन ले जाएं।
सैमसंग ट्रेड इन ऑफर, पुराना फोन लाओ, नया फोन ले जाओ।
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी, कमाल का टेस्ट है यार।
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो।
From never to my first ever, join the flip side.
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
यूफोन 4G पे यू पावर 300 लगाओ with 8 GB data, 100 off net minutes। वो भी सिर्फ 300 रुपए में। अभी *1234*4# मिलाओ और लगातार बातें करते जाओ।
दिन चाहे नया हो, फर्स्ट हमेशा याद रहता है। पहला स्मार्टफोन वीगोटेल का नया फ्लेक्स 2।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
नए स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी, कमाल का टेस्ट है यार।
एक्टिंग है या नई स्ट्रॉन्गर पेप्सी का कमाल, खुद ट्राई करके देखो।
सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन सिर्फ 60 सेकंड्स में आराम देता है। मैं रेकमेंड करती हूँ सेंसोडाइन रैपिड एक्शन का रोजाना बाकायदगी से इस्तेमाल। पेशेंट्स वापस आके बताते हैं इट वर्क्स।
वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट पेंट जो रखे आपकी घर की बैरूनी दीवारों को सर्दी के सब असरात से महफूज। वास्टर वेदर रेजिस्टेंट, लंबा चलेगा।
When you look back on 300 wickets, certainly crowd and commentators have their favourites. But what's your favourite Test wicket?
My favourite Test wicket? I think I'll give you 3.
Wickets for Kagiso Rabada.
200 wickets for Rabada. Cleans him up, and number 300 for Kagiso Rabada.
The first one was Khawaja.
Got him! Beauty! What a delivery that is! That's come back superbly. Rabada's now pumped up. They needed that. Really good stuff from KG.
What made that one so special? What happened there?
Well, first of all, it just hooked in like nicely. Everything was perfect. From the moment it left my hand, it just felt perfect. And like I said, coming into that tour, I felt like I needed to prove to myself that I belong here. And in my head, I was starting to think, am I good enough to be playing at this level? Because I don't just want to go by, I want to dominate. All of that investment mentally, all some of the hardships that I faced, and going into that series when we were actually on the ropes for that first 2 days, and so all of that emotion then just comes out, and you're like, yes, come on, let's do it. And then I'd have to go my first wicket to Kohli, getting him as my first test wicket.
Now the catch has been taken. Kagiso Rabada, what a good first wicket again.
David Warner in PE.
Bowling, what a response.
I was like really fired up for that spell. I felt really, really good.
You said Kohli, you said Warner, you mentioned some big names. Why does it matter for you to be the one who takes out the big guns in the batting lineup in the opposition?
Yeah, because, the responsibility will happen naturally. It's like the circle of life. So whoever's played the most is going to have to probably do the hardest yards because they've been there, they have the experience. Experience is a big thing, and stepping up into that leadership role because you've been there is something that happens naturally, and I'm okay with it. And within that accountability, knowing what we're all playing for. Cricket is an individual game played in a team, so that makes it, you know, very unique. I've always loved being in the big moments, and hopefully I can keep doing that.
Wow, what an absolute honor to have watched the series on Kagiso Rabada, the third part of the series, even more special today because I got to watch it with his dad, Dr. Mpho Rabada, who joins me now at tea on day 3. Dr. Rabada, it's been 8 years we last chatted here when KG was just starting off his international career. A wonderful full circle conversation. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for the invite, and looking forward in the next 10 years sitting here again with another milestone.
Stop it. I'm so proud of what KG has done in the last 10 years. You think about the Under-19 World Cup, then you think here to Supersport Park, well over 300 wickets. How do you reflect on his career?
Look, it's just one of those things that it's just happened just like that. And, you know, fast forward, you see what is being able to achieve, and you are in awe. You're just humbled to see, you know, the path that he's traveled and what he's being able to achieve. It's just something that is beyond words to actually explain.
When he was young, when was the first moment you thought, this kid has what it takes?
Actually, you know, I was just going to watch him play and sitting there, I would just hear these people, hey, it's Fanach, man. It's Fanach. You know, it's fast. And I said, oh, okay. But then it became, you know, something that, actually he is faster than the others. Actually, he can really play, you know, and at that time, he could actually even bat, you know.
And we like his batting.
Yeah. I think he has to work on his batting. Yeah, but at the end of the day, throughout those processes, then I saw that, look, he's got something special in cricket. And at a certain point, of course, I cut rugby and any other sport. And the school, St. Stadium, they were not happy with me cutting the other sports.
And the reason was because you realized that this was his path?
I realized that this was his path, not only his path, that he was just, you know, 3 steps above most of the people that I've seen. And then, as you know, rugby can be brutal. And in my line of work, I know what rugby can do. So
like the good doctor
decided,
you were, you made a good decision.
Yeah. Well, decisions are only good when they work out.
And let's talk about that, because there will have been tough times in his career. I mean, he got into trouble with some of his fiery celebrations. As a dad, how did you support him in those times?
Look, I think with those times, so what you kind of look at, you look at the positives of the game, and then you look at this has spoiled all these positives, and therefore we just need to work on it. I mean, in the heat of the moment with the adrenaline,
he's a fast bowler, for goodness sake.
Fast bowler, and dishing it out to the people who dish more often than not. You know, so it's just one of those things. But I think as you mature, you do it in a way that you don't get in trouble, basically.
He is maturing, but there's so much more to come from him. He's been talking so much throughout the series about some of his favorite wickets. I said the Warner one was probably my favorite. What was yours?
The Warner one, when you see the wicket, the cutting, it's like, it's I think for everyone, it's
it was also beautiful. The occasion, right? The whole crowd was behind him.
And I think, you know, Australia is a good team. I think we have to give it to them. And then when you go there with your A game and actually get out on top, it's just a most rewarding, you know, feeling, and also good for the game, you know. And as you saw, the one for Khawaja sort of defied the laws of physics in a way. It was also just beautiful to see that wicket. So I think we are aligned in terms of the wickets that sort of is top of mind.
We look at him, he's among the greats, and as you look at that, give some advice to parents who have youngsters that perhaps look at KG and say, I want to be the next Kagiso Rabada.
Look, I think at the beginning, what you want to do is to expose your children to as much extracurricular activity as possible.
Yes.
Whether it's athletics, swimming, or whatever else. And then you will see that, you know, they will love something more than the other. And then as you go, you just check what are they good at, you know, and you don't close it up too quickly. And I think when you see that they are good in this and that, you just invest maybe in 3 or 4. And as time goes on, they actually take over. They are the ones who tell you, yo, tomorrow there's a game at this time. So you sort of get the feel of what they really love and like. And then there it's a winning combination because it's not you pushing.
Yes.
So there's a pushing and a pulling, and in that way, there's
it's good
momentum.
Energy between the two, isn't it?
Yes, there's much more synergy.
Yeah.
And also it's not draining to you as a parent, you know, because it becomes, oh, tomorrow we're doing this, then he's packing lunch and etc. So I think it's fun being a parent, and I think it gives children an edge, you know, to really do well when they see you by the side, you know.